What's going on, guys? For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Ty, and today in this video, I kind of want to just yap about Thunderbolts, because quite honestly, I've been talking a lot about the other Marvel projects that are going to be coming out this year, like the new Captain America movie, of course, that comes out this week. I can't even believe that. Time is flying. And of course, the Fantastic Four. But at the same time, there's just been this movie that I feel like is almost the misfit of this year, which is pretty fitting considering the characters that are actually in this film. It's going to be the Thunderbolts. We just got a big trailer, and I'm going to be honest with you, I figured, you know what? Let's just kind of scroll through the trailer, talk about what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and just my thoughts in general. Again, I'm not even going to be just talking about the trailer, just kind of my thoughts overall. I just want to talk about all things Thunderbolts. So as you guys can see on screen here, I've got the trailer. So I'm just going to let it press play, I should say, for a second. We'll let it play in the background. I'll scroll through it in a second, but hold on, editing Ty here. If you haven't already, be sure to drop a like on this video. And also, if you want to stick around and talk movies, make sure you click that subscribe button. On top of that, if you want to talk movies directly with me, I just launched a Discord server. The link is going to be in the description down below. Enjoy the video. Let me just give you guys my overall thoughts. First of all, quite honestly, I've never really been super excited for this film. I think that it's been interesting to me. The first trailer that came out, 2 months ago, give or take, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I don't even know. It looked cool. I thought it looked pretty cool. I enjoy these characters, but I just wasn't really hooked. There wasn't anything that just had me like, oh my god, I need to see that right now. You know what I mean? Especially because Captain America's coming up. I want to see, where everything's been leading, especially because now we got Sam Wilson at the helm. Of course, Fantastic Four, a brand new team, one of the biggest IPs that Marvel's ever had. It's been hit or miss, of course, with the Fantastic Four movies. Pretty much all misses. But at the same time, I just didn't really have this one on my map, you could say. I'm a big fan, though, of the grounded side of the MCU in general. But again, that first trailer just didn't really sell me completely, which is okay, because I thought it looked cool, just wasn't, like, super excited. I was intrigued, though. But then this trailer came out, and I've got to say, I think that this trailer is great. Is it the best trailer I've ever seen? No. Is it better than the Fantastic Four or the Brave New World trailer? I don't know. I think they're all relatively kind of equal. They're all pretty good. They're pretty intriguing. But I've got to say, there's a lot of things in here that get me very excited when it comes to this new trailer, because it feels like they're trying to sell us on a different premise. And I think that we should just kind of like start looking at the trailer now. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back to the beginning, and I want to make one thing clear. Also, I do have the volume here, so we'll be able to listen. But this is what I like about the trailer. Okay, let's just listen to this right here really quick. One sec.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming.
I like the fact that they're kind of diving into the idea that, listen, the Avengers are disassembled. I know it's always been like Avengers Assemble, of course, but at this point in time, that there is no Avengers. There hasn't been the Avengers team. And to an extent, that's almost like a meta comment on the MCU. Everyone's almost been complaining like, bro, where are the Avengers? You're not even going to mention them. But I like the fact that Brave New World, which again comes out this week, I still can't believe that, is going to be mentioning the Avengers, because we know that Sam has a conversation with General Ross about like how General Ross says to him, hey, I want to try to get the Avengers back together. And what's his face? Sam is like, I don't know if we should do that. That's in the trailer, by the way. So I like that they're starting to get things going, especially as we roll into Doomsday. But I like the fact that, hey, there's this big threat, but the Avengers aren't here. So who do we call? What I like about this trailer, okay, this is what I really like. Let me mute it. I'll let it play again, and then we'll go back. What I really like is that I feel like it's very self-aware. What do I mean by that? A lot of these characters are super weak. Like, I think that this trailer is making it very clear, hey, this team kind of sucks, but I think that's cool. I actually like that angle that they're taking. They're like, hey, sorry, we're not the Avengers. Look, it says not super, and then there's another title card that'll come up in a second that says not heroes, because I've already watched this trailer a couple times to try to prep for this video. But seriously, it's one of these things where they're like, hey, we're not really heroes, we're not really super, we're not really superheroes, so I don't know how the hell we're going to defeat someone like Sentry, who apparently is going to be the villain in this. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed. But what I really enjoy, and this is another thing that I got to mention, is that in every single MCU movie, I'm kind of just throwing a number out here, right? It feels like the villain has a 50 to 70% chance of winning, and then the heroes are kind of, down on their luck. They're kind of, they're about to lose, and then they come back and they win. It's naturally every single superhero movie, except maybe a couple like Infinity War, where of course the heroes lose. But it feels like for the most part, it's like 60-40. The villains have a 60% chance to win, and then the heroes have a 40% chance to win. But they somehow basically just like overcome the struggle. It feels like going into this movie, the Thunderbolts have like a 5% chance to defeat Sentry. I don't really know Sentry's power level. We barely even saw him in this. But he basically just kicks their ass in this trailer, which they show in a second here. it's very obvious that they're going to get beat up heavily in this. And I like to see that because what that does is that it forces Marvel, and of course the movie, you know, it's already been written, it's already been filmed, it's basically finished, but it forces Marvel to be clever. There has to be a reason why they're putting this bad team, well, bad in the sense that they're not even really powerful, against someone like Sentry, who's a god. I hope that there's just some clever aspect or some element in here that they're going to try to twist and turn. I pray to God that it's not just the power of friendship, because honestly, that would be pretty lame. But at the same time, let's just restart this trailer here. I just think that it's a really interesting take on the team-up genre. Like, of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy, it wasn't like anything were, you know, too underpowered. Of course, they were going against Ronan, who was super powerful. But they also had all of Xandar backing them, you know, to like try to defend themselves, whatever. Here it feels like, hey, this is just a bunch of assassins that, you know, don't really have any powers. John Walker has the super serum. Pretty sure Red Guardian does too. Ghost can like phase, I guess, a little bit, but besides that, it's kind of just like punching and shooting. Now listen, don't get me wrong, if I personally went against the Thunderbolts in a fight, okay, they would turn me into dust. They would literally turn me into a pile of mush, basically, of bones and blood and muscles. I don't want to get too graphic, but seriously, if Captain America went against the Thunderbolts, or, you know, maybe like an Iron Man, that would be interesting, because it's like, okay, maybe they're not as powerful, because Captain America's pretty powerful, but it would be like a good fight. Again, there's 5 of them, maybe he would win. That's not what it's about. My point is, the Thunderbolts are going against Sentry, who, according to what I've heard, I'm not a big comics guy, is like the Superman of the MCU. Again, that really, really intrigues me, because it forces them to be clever. This is what I really like too. The color grading throughout this entire trailer, it's so dark and grim and gray. I feel like that makes for a very interesting tone, especially with the Void that's apparently also in this, which is tied to Sentry. Again, I'm not going to act like I know like the MCU lore, I should say the comic lore, but this is the thing. My favorite MCU film is The Winter Soldier, because it takes itself seriously, and these characters are goofy. I'm going to talk about it in a second though. So when you're also purposely going for this darker color grade, this more serious, down-to-earth tone, and also Bucky's in here, I'm so down for that. But what I also like is that all these characters are kind of silly and goofy to an extent, like they're laughing, but the situation is serious. So in a way, the story is serious, but the characters are goofy and like jokey and stuff, and they're sarcastic, and they're, you know, on their high horse at all times. But the reason that I like that is because in a way it plays into what I was just saying about how it feels like there's no chance they could win. So in my eyes, in my lens, and again, I'm just talking about the trailer, obviously I haven't seen the movie, in my eyes it's like they just know they're gonna die, so they're kind of just like laughing throughout this movie, like, you know, what are we gonna do? I like that. Let's just go through this trailer though. This is the thing that hooked me right here. I'm gonna pause it right here. Sentry, this caught my attention. Like, because again, I wasn't really hooked on the Thunderbolts, but this honestly flipped some switch in my brain. This was really just satisfying me. This scene right here, where Sentry just vaporizes these people. Look at this. That is so cool. That's so unique. Let's run that back. I'll do it no volume. The way that he is turning them into a nuclear shadow on the sidewalk, that was so cool. There's even like an animation. It's instantaneous. That's just one of these things where I'm like, is this movie going to have some sauce to it? The director of this film did make Beef, which is a show starring Steven Yeun, who was actually supposed to play Sentry, so it's pretty funny that I think like he backed out or something, or it just didn't work out, but they were basically going to go from Beef to here. But either way, that show was tightly written. The script was insane, and it made for a bunch of really great twists and turns. So again, what I've been hinting at this whole video, or at least talking about how this team is going to have to either be really clever or just figure something out to try and defeat Sentry. I trust this director because I know that he could write twists and turns and a really interesting story. So I believe that hopefully we'll get to see something good with this. But going through, here's what Valentina says, which does kind of interest me.
We'll keep the American people safe.
She's like, without the Avengers, who will keep the American people safe? Honestly, I don't know if that means that she's trying to form the Thunderbolts or if she's trying to do something else for the story of this film. But there also is a scene where the Thunderbolts basically get like sabotaged, like they're trying to get killed. It seems like they're going to confront her, which you see later in this trailer. So I just don't really know what her goal is. Of course, we're going to see it in this movie, right? I mean, the movie's coming out, but the Void looks sick. Here's Bucky like recruiting them. Well, let's play this. Let's go through it.
There's some big threat out there, and you are going to help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
So I guess like he knows about Sentry or something like that because he's like, hey, there's a big threat out there. I don't know who else it could be. I don't think it's going to be Elaine from Seinfeld. What's her name? Valentina. Also, I like the music they play here.
So what, do we all just punch and
Well, maybe they played it in a little bit, but... And also how she just said in the trailer, like, oh, what, are we just going to punch and shoot our way? That's what I've been talking about. And I like the comedic elements, like John Walker's yelling here. I'm going to leave the volume off, though, because I don't want to play too much. But once the music kicks in...
This could get messy.
Oh, shit.
Like,
You're gonna be some great
Sentry,
saviors?
like, beating them up.
You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this.
Like, I like that. I like the fact that they're basically down on their luck, and they're like, hey, we are way, like, above our pay grade right now. I like that it sets stakes in the trailer, because, honestly, again, it has me questioning, how are they going to beat this guy? And that's why I'm so excited to see this movie. But not just because of that. I'm excited to see their dynamic. There's a lot of really funny jokes in the trailer. Again, the music, it's so playful. And again, with their joking and sarcastic tone, it makes it a bit like ironic in the sense that it's like, oh my God, we're all going to die. And I like that, especially because, again, I don't really want to say this because I feel like this is a bit like cliche, but this is kind of like Marvel's Suicide Squad. I know it's not really, but still, I hope the action's great. I think this is going to be a really good movie, honestly. And I'm not going to lie. After watching this trailer and after recording this video like I'm doing right now, I think that while I recorded this video, I kind of talked myself into being the most excited for this out of any Marvel movie this year. And I can't believe that I'm saying that right now because it kind of was Captain America or Fantastic Four. But I think I'm going to say it right now. I just basically talked myself into thinking that this is the movie that I'm the most excited for. It just looks awesome. I mean, there's just so many things in here that I'm questioning. I'm not sure where things are going to go. And I'm really excited to see Bucky, Yelena, Ghost, look, Taskmaster, everyone on screen. Yes, I know people don't love Taskmaster. And of course, Sentry, who we got a little glimpse at right here. I actually like that they didn't really show him like in the trailer. I feel like that kind of makes for like a better surprise. Bucky's one of my favorite characters though, so I'm very thrilled to see him. And again, New York's always been like such a prominent character, not even just a location in the MCU. So the fact that we're going back to New York for another big battle, it's going to be cool to see. Whatever they cook here, whatever clever thing they come up with, I'm very excited to see where this story takes us. I love a kind of like pulling the strings political type of film, like how Valentina, Elaine from Seinfeld, is kind of pulling strings. She's trying to make her moves behind the scenes. I love movies that have characters like that. So I'm really thrilled to see where this goes. But again, I hope this is fun. I hope it's thrilling. I hope it's almost scary because it like the power level here, there's just such a big disadvantage that the Thunderbolts have. So I'm really excited what to see. Is this movie going to get renamed to the Dark Avengers? Who knows? But listen, at the end of the day, those are my thoughts. But listen, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this trailer. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.